Tonight, we are going to talk about the third pillar in the everyday cash flow business model. Now, we've already talked about the two pillars. There are four pillars, four components of the everyday money flow, everyday money business model, where you have something like I was discussing with a neighbor this morning, and it's clear that we're living in the economic times where it's imperative to generate money every day. We had some conversations around business models, even the ordinary retailers and people who sell sachet water. They make a lot of money. The margins are very small, but they make money every day. I've already established, for you that generating cash flow on a daily basis is one of the biggest secrets to attaining, first of all, financial stability and then financial freedom. And it makes sense that since we spend money every single day, that it is actually important that we also earn money every single day, because it doesn't make sense that you spend money every day, but you earn money only once in the month. So you have situations where in 1 month, you've had up to 90 debit alerts, like 3 debit alerts a day. Some people have much more than that. Like someone told me that he has an average of 7 debit alerts every single day. So people are debited, from their account for up to 200 times, 90 times, 300 times in the month. And then they only have 1 credit alert. Something is wrong with that picture. And I think I have traced this back to some kind of conditioning that the educational system gives us. Because it always amazes me that we have an educational system that teaches us everything. We spend 20-something years, the first 20-something years of our lives in the walls of the classroom. Then we graduate from the college at 22, 23, 25, some people 28, and they have no single clue how to make a living. So what was the purpose of education when your education does not prepare you for the real world? And then in the real world, you've got to make a living because you've got to live. So I find it very, very amazing that people leave school, they graduate with fantastic degrees, and then you can see the joy on the faces of people when they are graduating. They are going through their convocation ceremony, or what in America they call commencement. There's just so much joy on the faces of the people. But the very next day, when they are thrown into the real world, they discover that those glowing certificates never prepared them for what is out there in the world. And then we have people who have graduated from the universities in this part of the world, and they have been home, jobless for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I've met people who have been home for 9 years, no employment. And then it's not just that nobody has employed them, but they can't even think. They can't even think about moving their lives forward. You've waited 9 years, nobody employed you, but you went to the university. So for goodness sake, what did you learn? If nobody employed you for 9 years, couldn't you think about employing yourself? Then they say, oh, but we don't have funds. We don't have money, and we don't have capital. We don't have anybody to sponsor us. Give me a break. What did you go to the university to do? Because the most important thing that the university should prepare you for is thinking. Thinking. And it will amaze you, how many university graduates are asking me questions I just can't believe. Coming to my DM to say, sir, I have a first degree in sociology, and I have masters in international relations. What do you think I should do? What? What? Master's degree and you have no idea what to do. And then the other one is asking me, I read such and such, I read English or something, and whatever. Now I want to go for PhD. What do you think I should go for PhD for? If you don't even know what you're going to be, what? Anyway, I don't want to be distracted. I'm just saying that it makes sense that since you spend money every day, wisdom demands that you also earn money every single day. And it doesn't matter how small. So there are 4 pillars, 4 components of everyday money business models, like business models that give you everyday cash flow. So we have handled the first. The first component is the audience. If you haven't watched that replay, go to my YouTube channel. It's right there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because all the replays, we have over 504 videos the last time I checked, right there. Practical like this. These are things that clients pay me for. But I decided that for 1,000 days, I'm going to give you this thing free. We already have like 500 videos that you can watch. So if you haven't watched the first component of the everyday business model, everyday cash flow business model, please go to my YouTube channel, subscribe right now. And so I'm going to put that subscription link in the comment section so that we don't forget. So if you haven't subscribed, just click right there. I'm putting it there right now. All right, just take a second, click right there, subscribe, and then make sure you hit the notification bell so that whenever a replay drops, you can get it. So it's just right there in the comment right now. So you can click right there and subscribe while we are talking. Okay. So the first pillar is audience. In audience, we are talking about who exactly are you creating value for? Who are you going to be serving? Because we emphasize that all the money in the world, all the money you want is in someone's wallet. All the money that you ever need is in someone's wallet. And so you have to find that someone. You have to find that someone who has a wallet full of cash that you can serve. So the audience that you can serve. So that's the pillar number 1. The pillar number 2, which we handled yesterday, the replay is already on YouTube, so you can watch the replay so that you can get the context and the richness of the background to subsequent sessions. So we said that the second pillar is offer, or if you like, value proposition, or if you like, you can call it products and services. So you have an audience, and then you've identified some particular need in that audience that maybe no one is feeling yet, or someone, or you can feel in a better way than other people are feeling them. So you have a value proposition, which could be a product or a service, or a combination of products and services. And then we also saw that you don't have to be the one creating the product. So it might be something that you import into your country from China or from different places, or even from other African countries. So you have a product that is powerful, that is irresistible, that the audience cannot do without. A product that they typically use every day. Because if you want to generate everyday money, everyday cash flow, it's got to be something that people use fairly frequently, use often. Like people drink water every day. So I drink this every day, like you do. So I have a particular distributor where I go to buy my bottled water. And if you go there, you'll see, because as mine, like There was a book written a couple of years ago. I forget the author, but it was very popular. It said a customer is born every minute. So everybody drinks water. So people who sell water in different packages, in different forms, they sell every day. So you look at something that the audience uses very, very frequently, because that's what's going to drive the everyday cash flow. And then the third pillar, which is what we are talking about today, is a selling system. Everybody type it in the comment section, selling system. Type in the comment section, selling system. I dare to say that this is probably the most important. I mean, all of them are important, but this is actually where the money begins to flow to you. The selling system is the bridge between your products and your services and the audience, and then the money that you're going to be making every day. So type selling system. Everyone type selling system in the comment section. And then we are talking about selling system because that's actually the engine. In fact, the selling system is the engine of everyday cash flow. I just said it. Type it in the comment section. The selling system is the engine of the everyday cash flow. So as long as that engine is running, money comes in every day. The moment that engine breaks down, money does not come in. So this is why it's very important. Many of us who have side hustles don't have a selling system. So often we have lots of inventory, things we brought in from China, we brought in from different countries to sell. And we have those inventories in our homes for 6 months, for 2 years, because we don't have a selling system. Many of you have great ideas, great business ideas, great service ideas. You know, yesterday we talked about Peter Drucker's the 7 sources of innovation. And there's so many opportunities, so many brainstorming ideas for products that people will literally beg you to develop for them. But see, if you have a fantastic product, if you have a great offer that people want, that your audience want, but you don't have a selling system, then, you know, you can't make that money. You'll be stuck with the inventory. Is this helping somebody? Is this helping somebody? So I think that where many businesses fail is that they do not have a selling system. And it's got to be a system, because why a system? Because if you don't have a system, then it means that you have to physically continue to crank the pitch, crank the sales process every day. But then when you have a selling system, it becomes, so 3 things happen. A selling system bridges your value proposition to your audience constantly. A selling system ensures consistent revenue flow, turning your offer into cash. Because many of us have offer, and then we stop there. So if you want to transform offer into cash flow, then what stands in between is the selling system. And then the other thing that a selling system does is that it reduces your dependence on guesswork. You know, I reached out to a coach. Like, I always hire coaches myself. I reached out to a coach. I worked with her last year. She has a fantastic selling system for her online products. She has a fantastic, and in fact, she showed me her receipts. This woman is generating millions passively. She has very low ticket courses. I hired her. I called her up and said, how much is a session with you? she told me I didn't price it. I just paid her for a couple of sessions, and it was really worth it. So in the process, she showed me her selling system. It's amazing. This thing we're talking about, everyday cash flow, it's not out of reach for anybody here. It's not out of reach for you. You can actually do it. Audience, you can get an audience. Product or service, you can do that. Now, the third one is a selling system, so anyone can actually do it. I think that sometimes, what's keeping some of us from taking this action is fear. So at some point, we are going to address fear, procrastination, because it's not that many of you don't know what to do to lift yourself up from the level where you are to something much better. But you are afraid. And then some of you are also second-guessing yourself. You don't have confidence in yourself that you can do it. But if someone like me can do this thing, I tell you, you can do it. I wasn't always like this. When I tell people that, I'm actually a shy person. I'm a really shy person. I had to overcome my shyness. I was really very shy. I remember the time when, even as an adult, I had to stand in front of a particular crowd to speak. This guy you're seeing here, my hands were vibrating, my knees, when I held the microphone, and then I looked at the audience, and these were very, big people in the society, and I looked at their faces. All their faces were just trained on my face. I looked and I panicked. Like, if you haven't experienced that in the course stage fright, you wouldn't know what it is. I didn't know. The thing just came upon me. I didn't invite it. I couldn't hold the mic with one hand. So I had to, because my hand was vibrating out of, whatever, stage fright. And then I had to use two hands to hold the microphone. Then my knees were shaking. This thing I'm telling you it wasn't that long ago. And so now I learned the secret that day, because the way I was going, I was scared. I hope I was not going to pee on myself in front of all those people in the audience. So what I did, I just threw a joke. I just quickly, because it was embarrassing and they were all seeing it. So I now said to the audience, I'm sure if you can notice how I'm vibrating. It's not that I'm manifesting demon for deliverance. It's, I'm just scared. I'm scared of you people. That none of you is laughing. And so all of them laughed and laughed. And the stage fright left. Ever since that day, I have spoken on television for 5 years before millions of people. And today I speak anywhere. I speak anywhere and everywhere. Teaching in Lagos Business School, teaching in China Europe International, teaching in Stanford Seed Program of Stanford University. I do that. And today I talk to millions of people and I don't have it. So what I'm saying is, when you are starting a concept like this, it is okay that you feel uncomfortable. It is okay that you feel uncomfortable. But that discomfort goes when you create a system and then you practice. You practice. I wasn't always like this. But out of hours, thousands of hours of reading, of practicing, of sharing, regardless of, because if you care too much about what people say about you, you will never do anything. Is anybody getting what I'm saying? If you care too much about what people think about you, you are not ready to do anything. You are not ready. So many of you, it's fear that is stopping you. It's lack of confidence. But there's no reason why all of you listening to me here cannot set up everyday cash flow. I'm telling you, I came from a science background. I knew nothing about economics. I knew nothing about selling, about marketing, absolutely nothing. The school didn't teach us. And I was teaching, and I still teach MBA students. I myself, I don't have MBA. And when I teach them, they marvel. Because you can develop yourself. You can develop yourself. Okay? And then, the biggest problem, the biggest obstacle keeping people from making money is fear of selling. For some people, they are afraid of selling. And for others, they are too embarrassed to sell. And sometimes I don't blame them, because the problem was people who came before us, set a very, very wrong impression of what selling is. So people think that selling is deceiving people, trying to extract money from people in a fraudulent or not too, in a shady way. So people think that's what selling is. And that was the impression, because many of us have had very bad buying experiences where we trusted people, they told us, oh, this is original. This is really good. This is going to last, for 40 years. In fact, you will use it and your children will use it and your children's children will use it. Then you trust that salesperson and you part with your hard-earned money, only for you to go home. First time you try to use that device, that equipment, it breaks down. So many of us had that kind of horrible experience. So we don't want to be called salespeople because of the horrible sales experience that we had. But again, selling is not that. Selling is what, like the religious people would call ministry. That's really what it is. Because the truth is, if you are not selling, you are a very wicked person. You know why? If you have something that will help people, you have something, you have a program, you have knowledge that can help people go through some struggle. You have some knowledge that can help people to live well, to avoid going to the hospital. You have knowledge of herbs, fruit trees, and things like that you can use to cure cancer, and you are not selling it. That's wickedness. So selling is consulting, selling is helping, selling is actually identifying problems that people have and then giving them the solution. You just happen to have a product or a service or a program like the Financial Fitness Challenge that helps them. But you are not getting the purpose of selling is not to get their money. Getting their money is a byproduct. The purpose of selling is to solve their problem, to help them solve their problem. That's the purpose of selling. I wish somebody could capture that. The purpose of selling is to solve people's problems. The money is the byproduct. So what I'm doing right now is a part of my selling system. I'm giving you something upfront, free. What is it doing for you? It's helping you to understand the kind of value that you can get working with me. So for some of you, it might not happen this year. For some of you, it might not happen in 3, 4, 5 years. For some of you, it might be in 6 years' time that you are now ready to pay for my coaching, because many of you can't. Okay? My coaching goes, one-on-one coaching starts from $300. $300 per session. And then you must do a minimum of 8 sessions so that you will get a chance to have transformation. And it goes for as much as $500, a session. But why am I doing this? Because you might not be my customer today. So I know what I'm doing. Many of you here cannot afford me. But I know what I'm doing. In 3 years' time, because I'll still be doing this up to 2027, you might be ready. And then you'll remember that something I shared with you helped you. You might remember that, oh, this man actually helped me to set up an everyday cash flow to earn money every day. So I'm not wasting my time that I'm doing this free. It's free to you, but it's not free to me. Okay? all the things I'm doing right now, because electricity here is zero where I am, I'm running diesel generator. And you guys know what diesel costs. I'm running diesel generator to do this. I'm using Starlink. So, and I'm paying 159,000 every month just because the internet was so poor here. So I had to invest in Starlink for you. You didn't pay for it. So I have Starlink. Then I had to invest in a solar generator. It's a solar generator that is powering the internet that I'm using, right now. And again, so it's selling, but so selling is helping. Selling is helping people solve their problems. And the money is usually the byproduct. The money will come. The money will come. I'm sure sometime you guys will be ready to pay. Now you are not. And it is okay. So I'm happy to pay. So this is selling. This is selling. And the reason many of us don't succeed is that we think that, okay, right now the money must come. Let's find a way to get the money from this customer. And then sometimes you win the customer, you win the sale and lose the customer. You managed to persuade the customer, you sold something was bad. Just last month, when my family came for the Christmas holiday, I went to an egg seller and said to them, look, my family is coming and then I need 3 crates of eggs. This woman charged me, and I trusted her, young woman. She sold 3 crates of eggs, collected the money, lots of money. And I trusted her. And she was the one that packed the eggs for me. And I said, I want to have eggs against my family coming. And that I was going to come for more. And I asked, can these eggs stay at least for a week? She said, oh, no, I can actually be there for 3 weeks, for 1 month, and all that and all that. I bought these eggs. Ladies and gentlemen, this was like on a Wednesday, and my family arrived like on a, this was like on a Thursday, and my family arrived like on a Friday. So over the weekend, they wanted to make eggs. We cooked these eggs. In fact, by the time my wife took the egg, she has a way of knowing what egg is fresh. She complained about it. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, that all these eggs, 3 crates of them, rotten. By the time they put it in the pot and then, and it started boiling, we couldn't stay there. Rotten. 3 crates of eggs. Well, so I told her and actually took the remaining that we didn't boil, the remaining 2 crates, and plus the bad ones. And I took it to her at the market. And it's like, I told you I wanted to feed my family with fresh eggs. He said this was fresh. It wasn't. So I'm talking to you now. She did not return my money. She did not replace the eggs. And if it's a temptation, I won't fall for that kind of a thing. I don't have time for it. So that's how a lot of people are doing, and they do not know. So sometime down the line, their business fails. They start blaming village people. But what people do not realize is that this business is spiritual. Money is spiritual. Do you know all this sowing? I'm sowing as it is into your lives, into your knowledge, into your financial well-being. Do you know I'm not going to lose anything? It might not come from you, but I'm not going to lose anything doing this. And do you know, this girl, sometime in the future, in 2 years time, 3 years time, that something strikes that business. She can't, and she will never connect it to the fact that she defrauded. I'm sure I wasn't the only one that she has defrauded. Refused to replace it, refused to pay back the money. So because of it, people have had very bad experiences with selling. And so subconsciously, you don't want to be like that woman. And because of it, you don't want to sell. No, but you must be comfortable with selling. Be comfortable with selling. Be comfortable with selling. Everybody type that in the comment section. Be comfortable with selling. Change your view, your mindset about selling. Selling is not, it's not a bad thing. Selling is helping. Selling is solving problems. Selling is bringing solutions. Selling is helping people, putting smiles on the face of people. Why wouldn't you want to do that? The money comes. Second, the money is always coming. Because if I solve a problem for you, and I say, okay, this problem, I'm going to solve it at this price. And I solve it and you're happy, at that price, then you pay me. And that is just. So that is okay. So you pay for it. So creating a selling system is a very important part of the everyday money system. All right, so let's talk about the components of a selling system. So a selling system has 4 parts, or if you like, 4 components, okay? So take note of them, and then you can also type them in the comment section because these are really very important. Okay, so there are 4 parts of a selling system. Your selling system has 4 parts, 4 components in order to make it an automatic selling system. Once you have a selling system, money will come every day. I earn money every day, not a lot. And I always say to the caveat, I am not rich. I am not rich, and I'm not lying when I say that. People around me, some of you who know me, who know where I live, who know my lifestyle, you can testify that I'm not. But I'm wise. And I've found that in 100% of the cases, wisdom solves problems that money can't solve for me. Did somebody write that in the comment section? Wisdom will solve problems for you. Financial problems, by the way. It will solve problems for you that money can't solve. Do you know that the money you have in your hand right now cannot save your future? Many people have a lot of money. You have a lot of cash sitting in your bank account and all that. But it is wisdom that will take that money that you have and secure your future through investments. It's wisdom that allows you to generate cash every single day. And why I love this everyday cash flow is not necessarily that it's a lot of money that I earn every day. I earn money every day in dollar and also in the local currency in Naira every single day. Some days it might just be, like I said, $1.16. Some days $5, $2, but it must come. It's a law. It has to come. And I want to increase my dollar income. I really want to increase my dollar income this year. And I put down a strategy for that. I'm revisiting Forex trading. I had done Forex trading 2006, 2007. I made money, lost it, blew the account. But the Forex market is a very, very profitable, very, very profitable. You can trade your way to tens of thousands of dollars. And in the Forex market, it's so easy to make $100, $200 every day, if you know what you're doing. Because it's not a get-rich-quick place. That's why people are losing money in Forex. And then on average, it takes people 1 year, 2 years, even 3 years to become consistently profitable. And before you do it, you've probably blown account and lost money so many times. But I am revisiting it as something, as a strategy to earn foreign income, dollar income every single day. So as I'm learning it, I've opened account, both a demo account and a trade account. I'm doing a lot of education, right now. I have a goal. So I have time set out every day to learn it. I'm explaining to you why wisdom is superior to money. Wisdom can make you money, but money cannot make you wise. Wisdom will make you money, but money will not necessarily, automatically make you a wise person. Don't you see so many fools with money? Fools with money. Fools with money. They are all over the Facebook showing us their opulence. Popping expensive wine bottles and then whatever. And then the other one day was boasting how he spent $30,000 in a club. In a club in Victoria Island. He was boasting, telling people, oh, yesterday in the club, I spent $30,000. Fools with money. See, so they have money, but they don't have wisdom. But if you have wisdom and then you apply it very well, it will give you money. You have abundance. And then I believe that one of the wisest things you can do in your family, you can do for your family, for yourself and your family, is to earn money every single day. Small money, not necessarily big. But the amazing thing is that over time, it picks up. Because my everyday money started approximately 2-3 years ago. It didn't really work out every day. It was coming in trickles, sometimes one a week, sometimes one a month. So, but it's gathered momentum. So when you set up this system I'm teaching you, you may not start making money necessarily like every day. It usually starts, maybe once a week, then it goes to twice a week, maybe 4 times a month, the next month 5 times, the next month 15 times, until the thing generates momentum. And then it begins to happen every day. And then to do it, you need audience, you need offer, value proposition, and then you need a selling system, which is what we're talking about. So your selling system has 4 parts. Part number 1 is the offer presentation. Type it in the comment section. Offer presentation. How do you set up a system that sells for you every day, even when you sleep? Warren Buffett's famous quote that if you don't figure out a way to make money while you sleep, you are going to work till you die. The guy was talking about everyday money. So if you don't figure out how to make money in your sleep, but many of us, we only make money when we are awake. And it's not just even when we are awake, only once in the month. That's not good enough, okay? So offer presentation. What is offer presentation? Offer presentation means you clearly show exactly what you're selling. You clearly show exactly what you're selling. What is the product? What are the features? What are the benefits? What's the pricing? And then why should they buy from you and not for other people? Offer presentation, you present your offer in such a way that it resonates with your audience needs. You see, like the new business I started last year of trust food. So I call it trust sourcing, because we found that literally all the food we eat, literally all the food that we eat is being poisoned. People are making fufu from cassava, and they are using detergent, putting detergent in it to make it, according to them, to make it ferment quickly. So I'm producing my own. It took us about 2 weeks for the thing to ferment, and especially because it's dry cassava. And then we didn't use herbicide, we didn't use pesticide, we didn't use fertilizer for our own. Okay, so I'm presenting that offer, and I'm mentioning that we didn't use herbicide, because all the time that we weeded that farm, I hired the local women. It was so expensive compared to just buying the herbicides and then spraying on it, which other people were doing. I refused to do that. So now, in our fermentation, we did not use the things that other people use. They put detergent. That is horrible. That's a toxic chemical. But they put it in the food that you're eating. They also use it in egusi. when they finish milling egusi, they use detergent to wash it. Then you go to buy your beans, they're putting chemicals to kill whatever. So people are now eating food and their health is breaking down. There's all kinds of organ problems, kidney, liver diseases, pancreatic problems in this country. And people are wondering, where is it coming from? It's coming from our food sources. A couple of years ago, I went to the abattoir, to buy a live goat and have them prepare for me. I was horrified when I saw that when they killed cows and killed goats and all that they used tires. They used tire. They used tires. They set it on fire and put the animal directly on it because they want to remove to burn off the skin. Tire has 350 known carcinogens. So people are eating beef, eating goat meat, and they don't know where the cancer is coming from. And then you're putting the body of the animal directly on that thing. So that is offer presentation. That's how I presented my offer. All right. And I said, for those of you who want, anytime I make food, my own, because I make what we eat, most of the things that we eat in the house, we make it. For years now, we plant it, but now I'm extending it. So I now said in the offer, if you want, like we're making fufu now, if you want to buy, sign up on this WhatsApp number. So I have in the WhatsApp number, I have 143 people now waiting. Anytime I do palm oil or I make fufu or they want to take it up first before other people. They will know about it before other people who are not in the WhatsApp group. So that's how you do your offer presentation. That is so important, okay? So that is the first component of a selling system. You need a selling system. Second component of a selling system, type it down, is sales funnel. And if this is helping you, please go ahead and share it. And also hit that like button or the love button and go ahead and share it with other people and just caption it. You need to listen to this now, okay? Type that. Share it, and then type that. So now, sales funnel is a second component of a selling system. Now, sales funnel has basically 4 parts. You can find some, if you look at some of the funnel templates, they may have up to 5 or 6 or 7 steps. But basically, the major steps of a sales funnel is awareness. All right. So many of you who did marketing, you're familiar with either. So this awareness, interest, decision, and action. So I just want to keep this very, very simple. So awareness is basically saying, how are people going to know about this, your offer? That first component, offer. How are people going to become aware of it? Because if people don't know that you have it, they are not going to buy from you. They are not going to contact you. So awareness is at the top of the funnel. How are you going to make people aware? So you can use tools like WhatsApp for inquiries. You can use your Instagram or Facebook pages. So you use that to build interest. So there's awareness. The interest, when people become aware, they get to know, then they become interested. So if they become interested, what should they do? So through awareness, you've pulled them into the funnel. They now know about what you offer. Now, when they come in, they show interest. And maybe when they have interest, there are questions on in their minds, like, what are the features? What are the benefits? What's this going to do? if I take it, if I rub this cream and all that. So they show interest. They have questions that they are asking about your offer that you also need to do for them. So sometimes you might have a frequently asked questions page on your website or on your social media handles to help to deepen the interest. And then when people are interested in your offer, the next thing is for them to make a decision. So that's where you are providing them the prices for your offer. When they make a decision, the action now is when they buy, and then you now fulfill that order. You send it to them. So there's got to be a very, very simple funnel. How do you pull people into the funnel, into your offer? How do they become aware that you exist? Because if you've written books that can help people, but those books are in your bedroom, people are not going to know about it, okay? Okay. So you can also use your Facebook or your social media handles to create posts about what you do. All right. So the third component of a selling system is customer engagement and persuasion. If you just put your offer there, just put it there, and people are asking questions. I don't know if it has happened to you several times. It has happened to me, and I've also done it to other people because you just get overwhelmed by the inquiry. So you put up a post, and so many people are asking questions. How do I buy your book? How do I buy your book? Where should I buy your book? Or how do I open an account in the stock market? Which stock should I buy? All those questions. I was getting so many of them. So what I did in terms of my audience, my customer engagement, I put up all those questions that beginner investors have and all the confusion that they have, and I put it into a manual, into a book. So because you can imagine, in a day, I'm receiving, like 100 inquiries, and then people in my team, people are sending messages to us on WhatsApp. People are sending messages to us, DM, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. So, and I have work to do. But I had to come up with a way of customer engagement. So, taking all the questions that they ask and then putting them, aggregating them in a place. Of course, I still answer questions, DM. And so your customer engagement and persuasion will also help to address objections that the customers have to what you're selling before they even arise. So maybe you bring in things from China. You know that once you say China, in this part of the world, it's not like that in America. When I go to America, if I enter a shop like Walmart, I'm seeing literally 90-something% of what I see there. If you look under it, you see made in China. It's made in China. But what I notice is that what the products that they send to us down here in Africa, or let me say in Nigeria, you go to Chinatown to buy slippers, it's damn cheap, but you put it on, right as you're testing it, the thing is breaking down. But in America, it's not the same. They send very high quality products there. And in fact, you still get some very high quality China products in our country, because what happens is that China will give you whatever quality. When you go to them, like I printed my book in China. The last printing I did in China is quite expensive right now. So they will show you the different options. If you want to buy a device, they will show you the different options. You can get one that they will give you for $1, but you get another one that's $15, which is far much more. Then our people now go and say, just give me the $1. Make it reduce the quality, make it 50 cents. So that's an objection that you can handle ahead of time. So you can say, maybe you're bringing in some phone accessory. And then I can say something like, I know that we have reservations about devices coming from China, because they have a reputation of not being high quality. But that I went to China, myself, and I told the manufacturer that I want this specific quality, that there are different qualities, that the qualities you see out there in the market that you're buying there for $2, that is it, but my own is $20 because of the quality. So that is customer engagement and persuasion. Now, the fourth part of your selling system is a conversion mechanism. Conversion mechanism. What that means is that you've got to make it very easy to complete the transaction. Make it very easy for them to pay. You have no idea how difficult sometimes, like I know some of you want to enroll for the financial fitness challenge, and you're in Tanzania, you're in Kenya, and it's extremely difficult, for us to trade with each other in Africa. So difficult. We don't have, the financial system is just so off. And so you have your Zambian, is it Zambian dollars or shillings that you spend in Zambia? And you can't, there's no way to exchange it, for 100,000 Naira enrollment. And then for some of you, like sorry, I forget the name, is it Willie or something, who enrolled from Liberia, had to, so I had to find a way for him to pay from Liberia. So many people want to enroll from different countries and they find it extremely difficult. So conversion mechanism, like what I have to do, thank God for platforms like Paystack right now. Paystack makes it possible for some of us to trade between ourselves in the African countries. So I know that people can pay in Ghana cedis and receive in Naira. I know that people can pay in Kenya shillings and receive in Ghana cedis. So kudos to Paystack, and I think Flutterwave is also doing quite some bit right now. So sometimes people can't buy because there's no mechanism for them to buy. So make sure that your selling system makes it very easy for people to order your product. All right. So we're going to stop here for now, but the selling system is so important. We'll continue tomorrow. And then I'm going to take you step by step how to build your selling system. We're going to go through it step by step, and then we can use your examples. So right now, I want you to now type your aha moments. That's our custom here. What was your aha moment? And it's for everybody. All right. So you type it and I'm going to read it out. What was your aha moment in today's session? And then usually it's very helpful for me and my team because we want to understand the things that are valuable to you and the things that we will continue to kind of emphasize or throw more light in. So your aha moments, everyone. Okay, and then I also look at some of the comments, questions that anybody may have had. If you have a question, you can also put it there. Okay, what are your aha moments? And as we're talking about our aha moments, I want to also remind you of the Financial Fitness Challenge. We still, the early bird has been extended, so you can still get it for 100K today. If you need the payment details, just say, send me payment details. You can just type that and I'll send it to you. Okay. Swaji, thank you for capturing that. Swaji says, if you don't figure out how to make money while you sleep, you will work till you buy. I like that. Yeah. So that was a very wise one by Warren Buffett. Okay. Joseph Okechi, aha moment, says, wisdom will make you money, but money will not necessarily make you wise. Okay. All right. Ogama also said, wisdom will solve problem that money will not solve for me. Very, very true. Very true. Wisdom is solving lots of financial problems. Lots of financial problems for me. Okay. The negotiations I had with my children's school when I struggled to pay their school fees. The way that I handled it, it was extremely difficult, where you don't have income, but your children are attending very high quality and expensive schools. It was wisdom that did it. It was not money. Okay. Okay. Ndolo says, my aha moment, I should be comfortable selling because I am solving people's problems. Fantastic. Yes. Friday Andrew says, okay, thanks for encouraging us to make money daily. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want every one of you before the end of this year to start generating cash flow every single day. Mazi Chukwudi says, my aha moment, it's necessary to be able to make money while you sleep, okay? Little per day till you grow it big. Very, very good. Okay. So we are right on the dot of the hour. And then just before we rounded it off, Priska's aha moment came in. Wisdom can make you money, but money cannot get you wisdom. Absolutely correct. And that is a very good place to end it tonight. So thank you all for showing up again. So tomorrow we will continue with the practicals of setting up your money, your selling system. And I hope to see all of you here because that will be the last one for this week. As you know, we are just doing Monday to Friday right now, but we still do the 1,000 days. So keeping the weekends free because of a special project that I'm doing, which all of you will also benefit from, by the time I'm done with it. So whatever happens, keep showing up and I'll see you at exactly the same time tomorrow. Good night.